A very, very warm, late, good evening. This is Arunfoot Chaudhary, and you are live on my YouTube channel, arunfoot. It's the day after, or actually, it's past midnight in India now. It's actually the second day after India's game against Bangladesh in the AFC Asian Cup 2027 qualifiers, and a disappointing goalless draw from the Blue Tigers, and a lot of conversations, a lot of discussions happening on social media inside Indian football circles, and nobody knows really where do we go from here. And I think that's the big point, that the disappointment level is so high. People realize that this was not just a poor performance, it was just sheer bad from what the Indian football team played. So therefore, Bangladesh were better. And on another day, if anyone in their team had their goal scoring boots on, we would have lost. And that is disturbing, to say the least. And that's something which needs to be introspected and looked at. And Avis writes, I feel it was more of a tactical blunder by the coach rather than putting everything on players. The tactics and team selection were a blunder too. I think not everything is being put on the players, AVS. At least I don't think so. I think the coach has to take certain blame, The tactics were a question. His squad selection, starting lineup, but tactics as well. So if this is, and therefore for me, that's a challenge, and we have to see how that is put in context. But I don't know if you've seen the only good thing for me was that I saw at least Sandesh Chingan with a clear-cut statement. It's asking for and that's good. At least Sandesh, as captain of the day, put that statement out. But so let's see where we go. Thank God we not lost the match. Murali, I agree. Will India set record for not qualifying for Asian Cup in U17, U20, U23's men's and women's team? Agree. Manolo, we've done that in the past, right? I mean, this would not be a record. We've done that in the past. That's the reality, right? So it might look that this is the worst phase of Indian football. We've gone through it, right? We did Bangladesh look like superior team. No, Murali, we didn't make Bangladesh look like a superior team. Bangladesh were the superior team. On the pitch in Shillong yesterday, it was very, very clear that they were the better team. And sorry, in these things, I am honest. I felt that they deserved the win. That is what disturbs me the most in this performance. Who do you think was the worst player? Oh, Sachin, there were a number of ones who was asking for that. Vishal Keth might be asking for that. Farooq. Dropping Gurpreet to affect the match clearly. Murali, I said that. That is something that very, very clearly was a mistake. And I stick to that. I said that yesterday, I say that today again, that I don't think Vishal Khed is an India number one. He can be your second or third backup, but he's not your India number one. And yeah, I don't think if any other player would have played, we would still be. I don't know. Yeah, maybe we might have been more stable. What I felt yesterday, I still can't understand the way they played, because there was everything that you saw in the Maldives game. Not everything was perfect, but we saw passion, we saw fight, we saw grit, some quality football as well here and there. Nothing of that was available. I mean, it was so scary sometimes. I thought, like, what? How is this team playing? It was very, very difficult to watch. And for me, that I think is the biggest disappointment of this game, that we were so poor, right? Aditya says, "Oh my God, Arunda, what is there to even talk? How could you bench a player that performed great against Maldives and brought Udanta? All selected players were not suited for two diamond." See, Aditya, and there I differ with you. You thought Mahesh played well against the Maldives? Did any of the passes actually reach any player? I don't know. See, this is again, we will defer on that, on some other things as well. But again, name me a winger with whom I can live. Today, some people were telling me, "Oh, Liston was better." Yeah, Liston might have been better, but for me, the one situation that I will remember from yesterday's game regarding Liston will be physically with him and Hamza Chaudhary. Hamza just bossed him. So therefore, if anyone wants to tell me that Mahesh has certain technical abilities, yes, but he's physically, listen, even I can push Mahesh around. I could push around most of these Indian players because I know how to use my body in a football game. I will be very slow. I might be not good with my passing, but I know how to use my body, and these guys don't. Right? Our midfield was completely missing. We played only two midfielders. It's absurd. Yeah, central midfielders could be said, but again, then a Farooq Chaudhary, then the wingers in Liston and in Udanta have to help them, right? Or overlapping right or left backs. Then a Boris needs to come in, because Shubhashish was helping out at the back. I thought Shubhashish had for his standards, a very, very good game. Knowing Vishal, I think was important. I think any other left back, and we would have conceded 2 goals. Give Shubhashish both for once. I think we should give him the credit for that. I hope Manol will understand that Gurpreet Singh is Indian number one keeper, and don't play Vishal. He hides behind Mohan Bagan, super jump backline. Exactly, Manol. That's what I've said. I think you've said that as well. Yeah. And I go back to the game I saw. The one that I saw against Punjab FC, and where Vishal had a poor game, is putting it nicely, right? But again, and Vishal has been lucky that he's not been exposed in a number of games, so therefore that's making us play. Did we got so scared of Hamza decided to not engage in midfield at all and play long balls through our right backs and wings? What is this one? I don't think we were scared of Hamza. I think Piet Manolo beat the team. Again, you're playing against a player who is someone who is between Premier League and Championship level, right? He is somewhere between first tier and second tier in England. There's no one in the squad who's even close to that level of football. Let's be honest about it, right? So therefore, that's the reality. Good evening, Ishan, as well. I'm doing well. Worst thing, honestly, was Bangladesh was building from the back, whereas we were playing long balls to no one. Ishan, I felt yesterday the team was off, and the coach with his game plan was off as well. I think the idea was to overplay, and I think he was going to an old school Stephen Constantine, Bob Houghton module. Get the ball out to the wings, play up front, get in crosses, and then hope something happens up front. Maybe. Because if we are expecting a team, to play football, I don't see that. I've been saying this now for 2 years, 2.5 years. I've been saying our team is not capable of playing a little bit of combination football. We're not good enough for that, right? And it's being exposed in every game. I've not seen a game in the last 2.5 years where I'd say, we were better than our opponent. Okay, maybe I take now the Maldives game out, but otherwise I would say, these matches which you won. Like I care about this Indian football team. I just enjoy ISL in my club. Aditya, your problem is you don't know if there will be an ISL, and you don't know if your club will, even if the ISL stays, if your club will stay in your state, right? Disha. So I think, bloody hell, every Indian football fan needs to care about the Indian national team. Every Indian football fan, every Indian should care about this team, right? That's your first team, which all of us should start off with. But that's a problem, right? If you have that opinion, as you say, that shows one of the problems also with our Indian football fan base, which we also should discuss. India is not going to Saudi and insist on this. But no, it's not over. All 4 teams on 1 point, 0-0 goals, nothing lost. Hey Shaggy, good to see you. Average age above 28.5 against Bangladesh concerning. Impressed by Hamza, though, able to get his team to play with Picard. Let me address that Hamza thing. Hamza has brought a certain level of self-belief in the Bangladeshi team, which I've not seen in them. But we have to be honest also that we have not been able to beat Bangladesh even without a Hamza, right? I remember in Kolkata, where we needed in 2019 and late, Adil Khan headed corner goal to at least get a point. So therefore, Bangladesh has been our bogey team for a while, but it was never that they outplayed us. And that is what happened. And that is my concern. No one expects quality from Indian national team, but at least we expect effort and fight. We're just 2 steps behind in every instance. Ishan, exactly that's the point. Effort, fight, passion. I don't want more. If I see that and you lose, I'm fine. I would rather lose 2-0 or 3-0, but at least see those attributes in the team rather than this, TK, Hora, will survive. There were no support to our wingers, no false overlapping runs, nobody was dropping back, no transition midfield. Yeah, it was looking like every department of the team was on its own. It was no cohesion. That was the weird one, right? So, I don't know. What did you make of Boris's performance? Not a starter for me. How far Hamza created impact was he too good for us? Murali, Hamza Chaudhary is a good quality English footballer, right? He's not your playmaker. He's not your number 9. But Hamza played in a way where you can say, you know what? He showed you what is needed to win matches. What has gone wrong for us? I haven't watched football for a long time, and I hear people say previous generation are better, so why is this generation so bad? Pranjal, the previous 2-3 generations are surely better. I think there needs to be desire. There needs to be a will to fight. There needs to be I don't know. They just allow it to happen with them. That's the disturbing fact with this team currently. Everyone looks good if team is Maldives. That was fluke for me. I don't think it was a fluke. I think this team is better than what it's. I said that also against Afghanistan. We can't be that bad, right? And that's the reality. How good was Hamza compared to Jackson Irvine or Murali? Again, not similar position, not similar players. Difficult to compare. For me, Sandesh Jhingan is too slow. Yeah, Sachin, of course he's slow, but normally Sandesh gives you at least a fighting spirit, a fighting edge. Even that was sadly missing from Sandesh's game yesterday, right? So, yeah, let's see. Gurpreet's cryptic Facebook post does not help anybody. Most of all his kind of immature opinions, has put to alliance. Okay. Mahesh was bullied by Maldives player. Physically, he's weak. Yeah. He's most probably technically one of our most gifted players, but physically, he's not up to international football. Don't worry, Brandon, Sahal, Thapa, Changteman, we will return. We will be fine in June, October, November. Let's see who all returns from this lot. The only one who's exceptional, you know. So, yeah, let's see. We definitely underperformed, says Aditya. No, I think Manolo will 100% know that which players are capable to play in national team from June. I'm not sure. Manolo has not squad selection. Certain players can be questioned, and especially the tactics yesterday backfired. Why did he not choose his typical 4-2-3-1? I don't know why he changed his system yesterday. I think a 4-2-3-1 would have been better. You said our Indian players spend most time in gym, despite that we are pushovers. Hamza was too good for us. Hamza was too good for us, and we are pushovers because they do the wrong exercises. They just want to have a six pack. Is that physicality in there? I don't know. Another worrying thing is the coping done by some Indian footballers about Hamza. They say he didn't have a golf game. He's not of good quality, etc. Okay. I don't know what people are saying, but to me, he was good. Manolo hinted at the ISF playoff qualification in AFC qualifiers being so close could have bounded his hands in player selection. Could this have happened? I don't think so. The players are coming from the final stages of the ISL. They should be top fit, top form, and that was not the case. Can't believe Manolo is from Barcelona, says that after seeing yesterday match playing 11, I think Manolo panicked. I don't know. He could have picked other players, right? Or the problem is not the players. The problem to me is the system. Why did he go with a 4-4-2? I still don't know. And we haven't played 4-4-2 in ages. So all your prediction hunters are coming true of late. Chetri returning, Kate struggling under pressure, etc. Thanks, Ishan. See, I do understand a little bit of football. I've seen enough football to be able to make judgments. But I will not be always right. There will be things where I'll also be wrong, and I'll admit I'll be wrong, right? So, but again, other people don't do that. Hello, good evening, Abhijit. At least Manolo is honest even after such a performance, unlike a man from Croatia. Manolo, I found that very good, that Manolo was honest enough, but people were trying to say that he's trying to deflect from his own failings. I think Manolo was honest enough that his own failings were part of the problem. And so therefore, that's the thing that you have to do. Honestly, I think it's going to be either Hong Kong or Bangladesh, says Orijit. Let's see. So no one loves Indian football until no. Jose, I want to know why don't you contact AIFF and raise the issue of Jose was brave Insta also say players pleasing AIFF. Satyam, just to let you know, it was me who raised the topic of players of Indian origin for the first time in 2001. We worked on it for a few years. In 2006, we tried with the help of the then AIFF president, Mr. Das Munsi, and didn't work out. My PIO card actually even went to FIFA, so they said, yeah, theoretically, I am eligible to play for India if there were certain changes made, and that didn't happen. So therefore, and I've been in touch with the AIFF on and off on this matter for last 24 years. So therefore, nothing has happened. The ball is in the court of the federation, and let's see what they do. If I have power in politics, I will not for a second, not for a day, to get OCI in India as an Indian football developer. Great, but It's not a one-person thing, right? It has to be most probably the whole parliament that needs to come together. I think our Prime Minister, Mr. Modi, needs to understand the issue of OCM players. It seems like it is the only way ahead of Indian football. Otherwise, more embarrassment is loading in future. Abhijit, he has been informed. There is a brief from me that had gone to the sports ministry that is, I know, reached the table of the Prime Minister. He's not done anything. These guys have not done anything in the last 24 years since I first raised the topic. And again, it doesn't matter what color whoever is in power. It wasn't done under Vajpayee. It was not done under Manmohan Singh. It was not done under Modi. That's the reality. Manolo is honest. Which part Manolo was honest? Literally threw his players under the bus and didn't even got responsible for tactics blunder. He did. Well, who says he didn't? But I think he has to also. He could have thrown his players under the bus, but he said, "I control myself." So where does he throw his players on the bus? I don't get that. So what's exactly going on about you to develop a football game in India right now? I mean, all underage programs up to the mark. If not, what we as fan can do much about it. Ganesh, I think there are not enough programs, and I think the programs are not good enough at the moment, if one is honest. So therefore, that's a problem. That's a huge problem, and we'll have to wait and see. Yeah. So yeah, let's wait and see what happens. Yeah, and I don't know. It's a very I don't know. Very difficult one. Youth programs are there, but they're not good enough. We need to work on them. This grassroots need to get better. Youth football needs to get better. Our coaching needs to get better. Otherwise, why not have Sunil Chitra, Indian guy, as coach? Why not spend on grassroots than a foreign coaches? The money that you would not pay a foreign coach would not go to grassroots. The grassroots development doesn't come from the AIFF. The grassroots development needs to come from the clubs, academies, football schools. That's it. Unrelated, but what do you make of New Zealand's World Cup qualification? Unfair. Why unfair? I mean, I expected they're the strongest team in Oceania. Oceania has now got it, Jan Danda, Danny Bath, and all of us now just praying for India, which is in shambles. This match is more difficult to wrestle as I am a Bengali. Okay, Angry Birds. So, a bit tactical and practical. Do you think that Spanish and German coaches right now shouldn't have been appointed to such qualifiers and tournaments? You require results on the coach. Nationality to me doesn't make a difference. To me, it's a question of if the right coach at the right time. And in this game, surely Manolo was not the right coach. That would be my summary of what I saw yesterday. That as good as a coach he can be and has been at club level for both Hyderabad FC and FC Goa, but that yesterday was just not to me not up to the mark. Okay, let's not take military things. I'm trying my best to raise this issue in my state, my hometown of OCI. I'm also contacting my state football association to also support OCI and want us to have visionary association. Well, Satyam, great you're trying to do that, but yeah, it has to come from the central level. Even Jingan seems switched off. He didn't turn up, which is rare. Yeah, Ishan. Good observation. Sandesh was also not as he can be. So we did have a conversation last time that I need to invest in club and buy share to have a say in the club instead of working my way through the club. Yeah. But to have a say in the club, you have to have a majority stake. And you can't be like, hey, listen, I've got 1% of the club now. Let me see what I think English French coaches were more direct in terms of attack and are more fast. Modern football. You're saying that the French and English coaches are better than the Spanish and the Germans? Okay. I don't know where you get that. More Bangladeshi foreign players will play in Dhaka, also 5 or 6 foreign players in Hong Kong and Singapore. India will find it tough going forward. Also see Bhutan, Sri Lanka, even Pakistan. Yeah, or is it? Let's wait and see. Suresh should have been started, and some are afraid we misuse players like Deepak Tangre and don't utilize them at the right time. I think, yeah, Suresh or Tangre might have been, but Manolo wanted a playing player rather than a destructive player, and that playing player in Ayush Chhetri backfired. Honestly, I don't think so that Hamza became a threat to us. He didn't have an impact, but a small one. Clearly missed chances and played horrible football. Awkward to even watch. Okay. But I think the organization that Hamza brought to Bangladesh, the belief that he brought Bangladesh, So let's see. A former West Ham player, Eric Van Tiata Barsona, has been coaching Nagpur FC. My district club also told that he can be top 60. Was there players like okay. Yeah, let's see. Satyam. I don't know why, but I do have a feeling of Lobby Baji going in management national team. Yeah, this has been said, but yeah. Beach Soccer India disqualified in Asian Championship. Yeah, because not too many plans play. We lack a proper attacking midfield and final third, and if our game is to provide crosses, then we should have a proper target man. A striker soon is brilliant striker, but he plays as Fox in the box, not target man. Sunil is rather a target man, because he's good with his headers. Manolo fans will do anything to defend Manolo at this point. He changed his system, and we went to some inspiring terms which I don't want to talk about it. There was nothing at that game. See, Aditya, Manolo fan here or there, not a question of being a Manolo fan. Tactics were wrong, period. Okay, what happened? No one expected India to win 6 of 6. Some matches had to happen to look forward to June games. Rishikesh, yes, but I would always say that you need to, if you want to qualify, ideally win your 3 home matches and try and avoid to lose your away matches. So if you get 12 out of the 18, you're through. So therefore, being a home game, that was certainly 2 points dropped yesterday. Indonesia, Kyrgyzstan, Ivmeva won yesterday, says Urijit. I always think that India's land players can't compete with the European team if we want to get into World Cup. Some improvement directly proportional to OCI. Okay. Satyam, if our national team does this performance against one foreign player, Bangladesh, what the result will come next time we face them when they add more of origin players. Well, then let's see. Now, when your knowledge to other countries to pick the players from all the leagues under them, like Bundesliga 1 to 3rd division. The Germans pick it from the top tier. There are smaller countries who would maybe pick players from the 2nd, 3rd, maybe even from the 4th tier. Even if you had questionable selection, to think a middle-class side like Bangladesh needs the strongest Indian lineup for us to win. I don't think Bangladesh were mediocre yesterday. Bangladesh came with a plan. Bangladesh were organized, and Hamza Chaudhry on top of that makes them a stronger team than what we normally face. So therefore, that's our problem. Chetan also said that he wants to join politics on improvement of football. I'm raising the OSA issue, and I think afterward we'll go for this one. Satyam, I don't know. You seem to know more. Sunil sir is trying to save everyone at the sake of his own self and going targeting from fans. Yeah. Yes, absolutely correct. Why play Udanta when you have brilliant Mahesh Singh? And one more thing, Boris isn't a natural wing back or full back, then why play him if you're having Roshan Bapuya? Mahesh is not brilliant. Who tells you, Shavi, that Mahesh is brilliant? Just watch the Maldives game. That puts you in the and Boris is actually originally a wing back who is an attacking wing back. I remember at youth level he was a wing back, and Roshan prefers the left. Vapuya didn't play as if that I would say that he has to play, and Hi Akash, I once said here that Bengalis like us will feel the most embarrassed against Bangladesh. I can feel that. Welcome to the club. New constitution issue, if still probably pulling out, we could be in deep trouble with a possible FIFA ban in the mix as well. Yeah, yeah. Ishan, now Bangladesh start dominating us. What else is waiting? Maybe dominating by Bhutan or Nepal. Guardiola, Nepal is working on getting players of origin involved. So if that happens, maybe even Nepal will be able to put pressure or some kind of pressure on us. Yeah, that's as dangerous as it might sound, but that's actually a factual reality, which could happen down the road. I hope not, but that is very much possible. In Asia, all teams are rocking with OCI players like Indonesia beating Qatar, and Uzbekistan 3-0 with Iran, Bangladesh and Pakistan also have a World Cup soon with OCI, where we are on. Yeah, Satyam, at the moment, Congress will never allow the same because if they do, then BJP will label them anti-national or traitors or something else. Let's see if someday someone is, yeah, mm, going to change something. I don't know who, but we'll have to wait and see. I will stop watching Indian football. Waste of time, says Guardiola. Is Scottish top division continued second division? Asking because Yandanda is playing there. Ishan, it is, yeah, could be, Yan, yeah, at that level, yes. Sometimes I think India should lost 10 games in a row so AIFF and Indian government get the issue and this was the issue getting deep. We've lost so many games, it didn't change. Huh? Unfair in the sense of Oceania having a spot. Ishan, why? I think the whole world is supposed to be part of a FIFA World Cup and Oceania is one of the confederations, so they do deserve a spot. Vishal is not national team material, but the point is neither Steamach nor Manor prepared him either in the last 4 or 5 years. Same thing with our striker problem. We need to give our young lads exposure at least. Akash, exposure would not have changed what happened yesterday. Either you can play football or you cannot play football and can handle these kind of situations. Look at his opening. That's the whole problem. Too easy for New Zealand to qualify compared to other Asian European countries, right? Yeah, that's the case. But again, then I would say to qualify in Europe is the toughest by far. Still, even now with more spots, but South America is an easy walk now with 6 teams out of 10 qualifying. So yeah, that's it. Those people who think that if Sunil Shetty becomes ever prisoner of somewhat authority and something changes are stupid, he has enough money. If he has passion, he would have tried something. Okay, like that. If FIFA agrees to 64 World Cup, how much slots increase for weaker confederation like OFC, North America, Asia, can Japan, and Morocco win or at least reach final of World Cup? Or is it? I don't even know if that 64 thing is going to be taken seriously, so I don't need to discuss it. And can they win Japan or Morocco? No, I don't think so at the moment. I think Japan is, give him another 20 years, maybe yes. Morocco, I don't think so. I think one of the OCI should leave the nation and should get Indian passport and should play 1 or 2 matches and get 3 or 4 goals. And Federation get to know if we get OCI what we can be. An Indian passport process at the moment needs a minimum of 5 years. Yeah. So therefore, it's not around the corner. I think India should stick to play similar to Khalid Jamil's Haram ball. We are not good with our skills and we should just go on for direct attack. Nothing else can help us. Angry Birds, that's what Manolo indirectly tried yesterday and backfired. So it's a bit of combination of everything. Juan Aranga is of the opinion that India's obsession with Spanish coaching needs to end. Yeah, let him have that opinion. I don't know if that's the problem. Spanish coaches have tried to bring a certain level of quality, but again, the quality, if you see, comes from the foreigners. Yesterday, I still cannot understand why Mul didn't sub Ayush when he was absolutely invisible from the beginning, and why it didn't start with Mahesh. One day, people will simply stop watching national team. Akash, even the next one, what has Mahesh done in the recent past to justify that he gets a start? I'm fine with the Udanta start. I don't think Mahesh is the factor in that. I've been watching for 12 years. For countless moments, I got fed up and decided to shift my focus, but it still hurts. Yeah, Black Death, that's the problem. Draw for the Women's AFC Asian Cup 2026 qualifiers today. What's your thought? Rob, let's see what group we get. Right? We need to be there in Australia next year, but let's see. We might play FIBA World Cup before FIFA World Cup. Who knows? Yeah, basketball doing well at the moment. Do you think ISL and BPL is same quality in terms of league and player quality doesn't reflect in national team matches for both in India and Bangladesh? SB Sports Extremes, comparing leagues is always very difficult because it also depends on the foreigners. I said until last season, I would have said Vasundhara Kings could have easily played ISL, but I don't know about the rest of the league because I've never seen those teams play at continental level. You know, and therefore for me, the ISL surely is a stronger league than the Bangladesh Premier League. If positive results don't come, how can we proceed? Can India qualify Asian AFC Cup, qualify doubtful? It doesn't matter whether India plays good or bad tactfully. We need a way to score goals. Yeah, very right, SB Sports Extremes. Totally agree with you. We, India, can't beat Bangladesh. We're dreaming to qualify for the World Cup. Reality, it will take minimum of another 50 years to provide standards of Asian international stage ground level work. Agree even more on that. I think that's an even bigger issue at the moment, that we are not doing the work that we need to do to be able to play at at a higher level, and that's the challenge that we have, right? So therefore, we need to work very, very hard, and yeah, it's how are we going to get there, right? How are we going to get there? Right, more than 37 minutes. If you're liking the conversation, the discussion we're having, leave a like behind. 13 likes so far. I think we can do better. We had 43 yesterday. And share with other people and let other people join in our conversations. And if you want to come back for regular content, do subscribe to the channel. We're at 2,439 subscribers. So thank you very, very much. Slowly closing in on the 2,500. And do watch the shorter videos that I make. I made something earlier today on the India-Bangladesh game and other things, my team reviews in the ISL, and something tomorrow. I'll have something more of my opinions on what it is. Interesting, Pakistan too had a Fulham-based player, but still never won anything. Bangladesh, however, looks like they might reach the next level. Your thoughts? Origin, you're talking about Zesh Rahman. I think Pakistan football had the problem that Pakistan football is a mess, and Bangladesh at least has a proper league and has a certain level of structure which Pakistan haven't had, and therefore that's a problem. Bajing, Jich, and all our ex-players and Northeast Players in Federation and are also not raising this issue. Why? All social media get up what can't be done in nation like Farmer done. So Tim, they're not bothered. Yeah. Black Death answers SB Sports. I feel the regional quality is good, but there's some political economic issues. Okay. I know, sir, he's good with headers, but someone who is like Weghorst, Lukaku, Haaland type is a proper target man who have the height advantage always. Xavi, and there I disagree, because I will always go back to an Ivan Zamorano, the Chilean legend player like Sunil, and those guys can fly, right? And we've seen this season good crosses from Ryan Williams, Sunil scoring. Yeah, we don't have a Weghorst, we don't have a Lukaku, and we don't have a Haaland kind of character. So, but still we can play that. Manlo kya karega? We're giving him a tax, ask him to participate in Formula 1, says Guardiola. Manolo didn't pitch Suresh against Hamza, young Ayush against Hamza. Seriously, yeah. That's what he thought, and it backfired. Less than 1.5 year for 2026 World Cup, as usually a photo of when India play World Cup. Can't take out aside decision making regulations. We can't look into these issues. No, they're not bothered. So Ganesh, sounds bad, but that's the reality. This dual passport in sports is a big issue. In US allow dual passport system for only sports. Most Africans, Asia play for US Olympics. That's why they rock, and we are still on the issue. Okay, Satyam. I like the attitude of Scott Fleming, a basketball coach who has accepted the faith that PA and OSA can never be integrated in basketball. I hope at least the basketball Federation backs him properly. I think Scott Fleming is realistic about it, but I think in basketball, what I've heard from people, yeah. What are Hong Kong, Singapore chances, Bangladesh? Are the chances of upset, or they will blow them out? It's difficult to say. This group is very, very interestingly poised at the moment. So for me, I think none of the 4 teams out. So these players inside out is if there was Bob Sir right with this team, what could have done? Playing style, discipline, tactics. Bob would have certainly worked on, as you say, a simple system. I think he would have picked a 4-4-2, as simple as that. But he would found a playing style which would have suited the team, and then made the team work hard for it. That's the thing. How Bob would have done it. I've heard so much about all the investments in the Indian team. However, whenever India vs Bangladesh match come up, to be honest, except for 1 or 2 players, the teams seem pretty evenly matched. What do you say? Yeah. As I said, we've struggled against Bangladesh in last years. How many are in Kuwait, Bahrain, Kyrgyzstan, Vietnam? Nadeem, I don't know the numbers. I don't think Kuwait and Bahrain have many. Kyrgyzstan has some German origin players. And Vietnam, I don't know how many they have. But they have players of origin. We must play remaining home matches at 60K, Sita, Salt Lake, Hong Kong, Singapore, struggle against big crowds. Okay, Rishikesh. No, don't sadden yourself with the hope that someday I will wake up and be up to our expectations. Sub Maya. Angry Birds. Some. I don't have hope. And I said to someone who was an official, I have only one hope. I have one hope. And I trust one person in the world to change the fortunes of Indian football. One. That's myself. But in this current scenario, I'm not even going to get close to this chaos. It makes no sense. Because whoever now comes in after all that has happened, if elections happen or don't happen or whatever happens, you have to first clear the mess. Right? You have to look at keeping the AIFF running. So therefore, I don't know. Don't you think we're going to lose football as a major sport in the country with such horrible performances while smaller nations progressing as seen in football dear in coming years? If yes, whatever we think or we say, whatever other people say, my learnings over the years has been, that despite all of these failures, football is still the number 2 sport in India. That is very, very evident and very, very clear to me. So therefore, yes, it is not as supported as I would like it to be. It's not as big as I would like it to be, but it is still alive despite all our failures. Also, Hamza's namesake, you mentioned about the fields in Germany yesterday, and I agree, school teams in Germany play in better fields than the Bangladeshi national team. First of all, yeah, that's the reality, but to me, it doesn't matter on what fields you're playing. To me, is when you're playing a game, can you bring the quality onto the field? And I said this today in the morning to someone. I've had some kids over for summer camps in Germany, and they were complaining about the accommodation and stay and this and that and everything. And I asked, how's the coaching? How are your teammates? How are your opponents in those? And they said they're much better than India. I said, yeah, focus on that. So that's the reality. New Zealand played 2010 World Cup and went unbeaten in the group of Italy, Paraguay, and Slovakia. Yeah, huge achievement. And I remember Italy was the one who had to leave. I say still in Delhi. No, Utsav, I'm now in Kolkata and head to Mumbai on Friday. I didn't notice Monroe to be desperate for win or at least one goal. He looked very chilled throughout the game. I don't think he will continue for long. See, Akash, to be able to interpret what Manolo was thinking or not by just looking at him, you think he was chilling, but if you hear what he said in the post match, then you know that he wasn't chilling. Again, to you and all of you who love to interpret things, who read a lot of things, who seem to understand things, and yeah, that's my only advice. Regarding football, how do you think ISL has contributed? Because it can't be just about the money. Compare Hamza's wages at Leicester was national team match fees, still have his life on the pitch. See, it is not about, the point is, if you play for national team, you're whoever's playing for a national team. It doesn't matter if it's Hamza Chaudhary, if it is Messi or Ronaldo or I don't know, Jamal, Musiala, Bellingham, whoever it is. National team football, you play for pride. You don't play for money. So therefore, for me, that's the challenge, and yeah, that needs to be understood. Is the USAID thing going to happen or not? Heard it many times before. Arguing, I don't know. At the moment, I don't know if it's happening, but at the moment, I have no confirmation that it is. Vinayak, thanks a lot. Becoming a YouTube member here on the channel. Again, guys, I'm working on putting together a small YouTube group amongst us guys. So yeah, do become a member as well. And India seemed so lackluster and almost seemed like they didn't want to get stuck in. Yeah, that was the biggest problem. They looked like I don't know if it's as if the game was happening and they were not there. I don't know. It just felt very weird yesterday, and I still don't know why. It was a very, very awkward game in my opinion. Did any of India origin player played similar to Hamza? Yeah, not only that, if there are some players who played at a higher level than even Hamza has. So what's the concern of the government regarding OCA? Is it security? How did they even got OCA? Or is it FIFA which doesn't allow it? Utsav, it's nothing with FIFA. It is just that you have to have a sort of a nationality proof for to play for a national team, and theoretically OCA they would need some amendments to make it sort of like a sporting visa. Sir, any AIFF and FS contract news, or what will happen in the end of the day? Your opinion? Yuraj, nothing. I don't think any conversation will happen at this moment. I think everyone is waiting what the Supreme Court does, right? So that's a thing that we'll have to wait and see, and then see if Reliance stay or not. And I honestly, I don't know where this journey is going. It's Indian football. It could go this way, it could this way, it could this way, it could this way, it could I don't know. Fourth dimension, fifth dimension. I don't really know. I don't want to say anything. Only thing I say to improve Indian football is OCI, nothing else. They are destroying Indian football. We deserve what we say. Okay, Satyam. I really now want everything to end. ISL band ho jayega. Sare clubs band ho jayega. I'm just fed up with Indian football. Okay, Angry Birds. I think India should remove from FIFA and play only ISL. This is pathetic. There is no one to treat, no players, no committee member. None is taking responsibility for the result. Partho, someone did. And that is a Sandesh Chingan. At least I saw on Instagram a post from Sandesh. And critical about himself, excusing himself. So let's see. Sir, here few creators who say the new proposal league is better as clubs and AIFF would own the rights. What's your view of AIFF somehow can make it profitable? Is it worth considering? See, Utsav, you use the word profitable. In Indian football, nothing is profitable. Do you think that and anyone who says that the 16-team proposal is actually good doesn't understand football. Sorry to say that, and doesn't understand Indian football. And I tell you why. The AIFF is not in a position to own its own league. Because if you have to own your own league, you would have to invest into that league. Now the AIFF is saying, hey, pay me 4 crores, 16 teams, we're talking 64 crores. Yeah, you have to spend more than that. So therefore, it's unrealistic. It just does. There's no logic in this. There's no logic in this. It's just a counter proposal, just to create some, I don't know, pressure on on Reliance and FSDL. They can just walk away. That's my fear in this whole thing. And this profitability, we're far, far away from Indian football. People talk about profitability. Everybody loses money. That's the real problem. Don't we have any vision of football love and federation or government to force push government on this issue? No, we don't. When is AIFF schedule? Arguing, I haven't heard anything. I just know that it'll start sometime in June, and I think Sri Lanka, if I'm right, Sri Lanka is hosting it. In 50 years, gap with the rest of Asia will be even wider. We still struggle to match some countries. Yeah, man, it's very, very sad. Thailand, Sri Lanka 1-0, Syria, Pakistan 2-0, both improving. Yeah. Sir, is it legal to give shorter kids human growth hormone dose to achieve adequate height? I heard Messi had it when he was a kid. Or was it on German? No, I have not heard. Messi was an exception. I've not heard this human growth hormone topic with any other players. I don't know. Sometimes being an Indian football fan is like Manolo, who can't do anything. If we give Mourinho team someone what he can do, sir, players make you win. Or coach Messi made Argentina champions alone. Satyam, I think coaches have an influence, and I always say you can get 10-20% more out of it. And yeah. Suresh Apuya starting would be good or plus it's his blunder. Yes, it was. There are no foreigners in RFDL and I-League 2. How many Indian attackers have caught your eye? To be honest, Palash, I've not seen any I-League 2 or RFDL this year. And I've not been told by anyone that I know that there is, without foreigners, any good Indian attackers or centre backs or goalkeepers. I might be wrong. I feel this Bangladesh team is the best team in this group after India. I don't see Hong Kong, Singapore will be difficult in this Bangladesh team. Prithviraj, let's wait and see. I'm not sure who's the best, who's the worst in this combo, but I feel that this group is very, very tricky in my opinion. Very, very tricky in my opinion. Rajasthan United or some other league, maybe German clubs, just beyond any meaning. Nadeem, it was Rajasthan United, but I don't know. I honestly don't know much about it. Nanapal Monraj, coach of FC Bangalore United, said there are no single good striker, and I-League 2 removing foreigners don't do much good too. Yeah, very true. Very, very true. Monraj, I remember that quote. Yeah, and that's the problem. Problem is that AIFF president should raise this issue with BCCI president, IPL president, and football committee. Power of cricket in India, then this decision can get to height. Why with cricket? Why link it to cricket? Cricket has nothing to do with this problem, Satyam, and they don't care about us. You would be lucky if India will play even a quarter-final of Asian Cup in a lifetime. Yeah, let's see. At the moment, that looks very unlikely. Say I'm going to apply for the AIFF coaching license. It will be my side job. Do you think where should I start my coaching from after that? Is reach higher levels in coaching career? Shavi, I don't know where you're based, what you know, what you don't know. Again, try and work with a local club and try and work your way up. For the past 10 years, Bangladesh has improved a lot. India should focus on youth football. Senior team must be a combination of youth 20 and U23 and few seniors. No, Bobby Jacob, and exactly that's not the case. The senior national team should have the best players, and it is not, and that's what I totally agree with on that point with Manolo. It's not a place where you think about developing players. You should get finished players into that team. So don't you have any contact with Airways? Any progress going on in OCI players? Nothing. I tweeted about it yesterday. Nothing going on that. Sir, I want to say that even if India beat Bangladesh, Hong Kong, Singapore, and get to third round, they are going. Big teams getting the World Cup, we need world-class players who played in Europe. we're not getting in the third runner. If we win against these teams, we get into the Asian Cup. My point is, it felt like one team played with their lives and others seemed somewhat hesitant. I was wondering why. Is all nice talking to you. I like and respect you. And said, thank you. Some enchilada. Yeah, Bangladesh gave everything, and India was just a mere passenger yesterday. That was the problem. Your thoughts on upcoming Super League Kerala with the AIFF combination? I have no clue what you're talking about. Sorry to ask. What combination? I don't even know. New Zealand biggest talent now is Singh, and Australian for biggest talent right now is Tamil. Sarpreet has been one of New Zealand's brightest, and yeah. Jan Danda and Danny Bath comments on the Football Instagram post after the match. Listen, they're following it. They would love to play for India, both of them, and I know that from them personally. So yeah. Hi, such a big fan of your work. I want to work on coach. Can you give me suggestions how to start and where to start? Depends on where you are based. That's always the first thing. Try it and look at football academies, football schools. If they're looking for coaches, do the grassroots coaching license, which is the e-license course, and then move on from that. Then you can do D, C, B, A, Pro. Work your way up. In one of the Facebook page of Moonbang Fan Club, someone wrote, listener Sean Hamza has called. If Hamza can play in Premier League, he can also reach their height of literacy in our fan base. Is ridiculous. Oh, yeah. And the problem is that depending on which club you support, it seems like that fans then, according to that, support players, right? Mohun Bagan fans are defending Vishal Keth and how good Subhashish Bose and how good Liston Kolasu were. East Bengal fans want that Mahesh should have played, and and FC Goa too much conspiracy, this, that, everything, blah, 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 blah. Disturbing to say the least. I think having loose is a problem for India because the huge number of Bangladeshi in Pakistan become eligible. I'm Bangladeshi with roots in Bardhaman, so I may become eligible too. Pakistanis, I don't think. Difficult. Bangladeshis as well at the moment, given the issues between India and Bangladesh. So I think India with OCI is not so easy at the moment if you have roots on both sides of the borders. Bring Steven with this team, he will be back. Indian food and football, even Steven needed time. If you look at both stints, he needed 2-3 years to do something. And this team is at a crossroad where it's very, very tough. I think there's no short-term fix. Imagine when you lose to any small team in cricket, whole nation is on fire, or even riots in some areas. This stuff we need for football. And OCI issue. Okay, Satyam. So none of this, any Indian club having a Indian striker having a daily lineup, then how we can get a proper striker? AJ Times, it doesn't have to be that you're a striker for your club. Even if you, let's say, are a winger and you can play for the national team as a striker, I think I would be fine with it, right? So therefore, that's, to me, is not a problem. To me, that's not a problem, and we need to, find a solution to that. Don't you think India will face a great challenge as Bangladesh is going to get top club footballers across Europe? Recently, we got the news from Bangladesh that Quinn Sullivan and his twin brothers. Vijo, Quinn Sullivan, I don't see him playing for Bangladesh. His brothers might play. I think Quinn Sullivan will either pick the US or maybe even Germany might become an option. So therefore, Bangladesh is going to get better. Bring that Stevens says, Shayan, Pakistan's no league did play well against Syria, said Arijit. Bhutan drew Yemen yesterday as well. Yeah. Jigan, as the captain, actually came out and showed accountability by owning up for yesterday's disaster. Nothing else from the others yet. He may not be technically good, but he has always shown heart. Prithviraj, I mentioned that, and I think that's good. What Sandesh did was very, very right, and proud of him of doing that. And I'd say that it's very, very important for him to stand up as a captain. Yeah, let's see. The only way is OCI. That's it. We're done with the game and lost interest. Honestly, don't care about how we do in Hong Kong, etc. Says Prosenjit. Very sad to hear. Viv Richards also played in Football World Cup. Is it true? Oh, Origin, I have no clue. Wouldn't know that. We have swapped and brought so many coaches, but our best is always somewhat between 90 and 100. Aditya, are we really between 90 and 100? Even if when we have the ranking, I don't think so. We've been always what I would say about 125, 145. Yeah, when we were a little better, maybe 115, but we never a team between 90 and 100, honestly, even if we had the ranks. I don't know why this Nimanimi is crying now. We Bengalis started killing football maybe from 80s. I started falling from 90s. Amritandu, I think it's not even the 80s. I think that, we need to wake up to those realities. And I was on the Maidans today and told this a few people who didn't like it, where I said, guys, you guys are behaving like as if it's 1920 and not when 2025. That's the problem if you want to talk about Bengalis and the way that that Maidan culture and structure is run. After every shameful performance, these players come up on social media for sympathy after losing against Qatar. Gurpreet posted something now, Sandesh. We don't need big talk, we need performance. Nepal would beat Afghanistan. Rishikesh, I still think it is important to come out and make such a statement because the reality, where is the performance, right? So therefore, from my standpoint, it's that's something which it was right from Gurpreet then, and I think it was right from Sandesh now. Lack of exposure in U23 and U20 international, one of the main reasons for downfall of senior 12. No, you don't need that exposure to be better. It's the quality which we're lacking across the board. Some people say what OCI can do is waste. I want to say only see Morocco. They got in quarterfinals World Cup by OCI only like Hakim. Okay. I think recent stream of humiliation from Bangladesh and Pakistan creates a blessing for our football. Okay, Origin, don't know why. Even if we qualify from here in next round and big fish Australia, Saudi and more come, then also we can beat them, but the players are not, we require OCI. We cannot beat them with or without at the moment. If India reach Asian Cup, teams like Iran, UAE, Jordan, even India, your thoughts? Origin could happen. Yeah, wouldn't hope, but yeah, very likely. Until unless players really want to win, no system or money and anything will help. That's also a problem. Hong Kong did reasonably well in a tough group versus Iran, UAE, and Palestine. Yeah, the team they did in the Asian Cup. Why can't a couple there for Wasim Akram emerge in a football scenario? Don't know. In South Asia, Bangladesh footballers seem to have more speed and physicality in recent years than other South Asian countries. Coach, what's your view? Why India is lacking? I'm not a coach, Bijo. I think Bangladesh has done a few things right over the last few years, to some extent in the men's, but especially in the women's, because the women's have been beating India regularly now in the last few years. So those are realities, and India needs to work on things to improve, and we are lacking, and we need to get better, and that's the challenge that I think India has overall in its football at the moment, I guess. And yeah, that's going to be a big challenge for them. Right, over an hour, nearly 5 minutes. If you haven't, do leave a like behind on this video. 27 so far. Thanks a lot. If you're new to the channel, welcome. A lot of subscriptions tonight. We're at 2,445 now. And yeah, to watch the other shorter videos that I make on a daily basis, go through them. Did something this morning about, or yesterday morning about India versus Bangladesh. And of course, the series on ISL reviews. OCI is another topic once again, and we'll go over the videos. I spent so much Money to build academy in Nagpur and also running it. That's why I have connection with Maharashtra associations. They're doing best thing to get foreigners in Mumbai local leagues. Okay, Satyam. But you're not allowed to have foreigners in local leagues anymore. Liston is good enough for Sunday League, not more than that, Satyakar. So Sunday leagues are the amateur leagues in the UK. AIFF के जैसा गवर्नमेंट की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी डुअल सिटीजन क्यों हमारा प्लेयर में इंटेंट में नहीं दिखता इसलिए उसे पे हो चाहिए. So the question is the responsibility on the PIO OCI issue is on the government and the AIFF, but the intent is on the players. Very, very true. German FA wants people to stream DP Pokal in India using SFK social media pages to stream. Similarly, Pokal streamed on Prasar Bharati Sports, YouTube, and DD OTT. Ways are free. Yeah. Let's see. Are there any home matches in Kolkata? Origin, I don't know where the next home matches will happen. I wanted to mean Liston's class was type one became called. Acha, okay. Right, Monok. Regarding coaching license, I believe that e-license has been closed by everyone, just e-license now. That is the starting point for coaching license. Okay, Chitranjan, I heard that today from someone at the IFA that e-license still exists. Marcus tweeted the AIFF scouted 55 OCI players, but they can't play. Some are in touch with one. Part first, they have not 55 players on the list. I don't know where that info comes from because I put the list together and someone has passed it on. Regarding OCI, I meant that this was unlikely basically with the Pakistan and Bangladesh issues. Like it's not just a football issue. Acha, that way, yeah, it is. But I think if they sort it out, they will get the players. Fun fact: Stephen left India because he also wanted OCI in Indian football. He even said that India don't have a strikers. Then Sunil, when he left and joined Pakistan from 206 to 196 in 2 years. No, so he didn't leave because of the OCI issue. Stephen left because he felt his cycle was over in 2019. I was there that day. Yeah, we spoke. You're right about the Star Sullivan brother. He already signed a pre-contract with Man City. I see no chance of him playing for Bangladesh. Yeah. Let's see what happens with the others. India match हारना के कुछ okay. I really want to invest my time, money for football, but I think it was just wasted all my hard-earned money. I want to establish an amateur club for diaspora kids. If you want to do an amateur club for diaspora kids, that has nothing to do with Indian football at the start. Okay, if we fail to qualify 2000 LC, Constantine episode 3 as national team coach views. Not sure. Famadou is also playing in Serie D, which is 40, and Italy. He should be also well above South Asian standards. If he's a good Bangladesh team, they will be even stronger. Monok, there are other much better players that Bangladesh could call up. I don't believe we, the Bengalis, killed football. I don't like Maidan dominance, but when football was absolutely nothing, Kolkata kept it alive, but we couldn't progress from that position. I think it's a very difficult one. Was it this way? Was it that way? I think we can have a discussion on that as always, but it's very, very difficult. PC Gamer Tag said OCI players need of the hour. As always, I say stop this tiki-taka. Get a direct coach like Steven Constantine, Bishal. But Mangalore didn't play tiki-taka yesterday. Huh? What is your look forward from this debacle? What changes do you want to see before we face Hong Kong, or we're going for a repeat of last match with no change or improvement? Well, I think he has to look at, hopefully certain players will be fit. Chankde, Brandon, even Amanveer need to be back. Gurpreet Singh Sandhu needs to be brought him back as a goalkeeper. Those are small of the changes. Some people are saying Kerala Federation is spending 50 crore for Argentina match. If that 50 crore get into Kerala Premier League and state association, we can be more improving. It's just Satyam, that money is not coming from the Kerala Football Association. It's coming from, I don't know, from government or sponsors or whatever. That is money which is going to go in and go out, which would never come to Indian football or Kerala football for that matter. That is the thing. Rugby physical training is a must for footballers. No, makes no sense. I just joined in. It's 1 a.m. Is it live or recorded? It is very much live. हम champions हैं. हम champions की तरह claps करेंगे खुद के लिए. Guys, once legend said these lines are cricket. Okay. So yeah, so much power you have that we can all have some hope from you. Only you can raise this OCI issue with the AIFF and government. And no, you can say if you have connection with AIFF. I've done this, Satyam. I've done this. As I said, nothing has happened. That this is a topic I've raised, as I said, 24 years ago. Nothing has happened so far. It's the government who has to act. I went for both East Bengal Mumbai trials in 1991, 92 as a young kid, far away from Kolkata. And believe me, you want to know the dark secrets of selection then. From the Tendu, difficult. One of himself don't even know what his lads played. That's goofy football. I'm expert in this football. Aimlessly running for football. Akash, the problem is that one factor which is missing, that these players often look better when they have foreigners next to them. That's the challenge. That's the challenge, that they don't have these foreigners next to them, and then suddenly these tic-tac players suddenly look much worse. So, yeah. Okay. To allow OSA players, we need to change our constitution right now. No government will touch constitution thing. Rishikesh, could be constitution. I don't think you need a change in the constitution. I think it just needs an amendment. And would they do it for sports? I am not very, very sure. Right, let me come to an end. 1 hour and 12 minutes. It's already 1:23 in India. As always, like, share, and subscribe. arunfoot here on YouTube. Yeah, I'm still. I can't get over it. It was really bad yesterday, and I hope things change. I think we all hope things will change. We need to grow community. We need to talk about things, and yeah, let's see what happens. As I said, like, share, and subscribe. arunfoot on YouTube. Visit my other social media as well, arunfoot.com, and of course, watch all the shorter videos that are there, all the content. There's a lot of content. This is video 785, and not sure if I'll be able to do something tomorrow or day after. I'll be happening. I got to know, or told today, that Mumbai City is doing a screening of the game in Mumbai on Saturday. I'll be going there for sure. So hope to meet the one other of you who might be now live. Yeah, catch you very soon. So now, Chaudhary signing off. Good night, everybody.